So I want to do a family history, and I want it bound like these beautiful books. What's the process for me to go through?
Well, there are a lot of steps that are involved. It depends on where you're at. One of the good examples is Dr. Malouf's book. Now, Dr. Malouf is sort of a staple to this valley.
Yep, we all know him. Yeah, we all know of him. And I love the title of this book. They were very clever.
This is Dr. Malouf's book, and when Dr. Malouf first came in, he had basically some information in little scraps of paper. He had some photographs. He had a variety of pieces he had put together. So what we did is we started into this for him, and we started to create it page by page and put it together. Now his book, and we'll turn to a page here, is a great example of what we can do with color as well as black and white. Now, Dr. Malouf has a beautiful garden, and some of that is shown on these pages.
Absolutely beautiful. And yes, this is something that you don't want to forget about, is the garden of Grandpa or great-grandpa whenever this book is going to be passed down.
It is. Now, not everyone is computer savvy.
Right.
And so that's why we can help in that form. So we can help put it together. We can scan the pictures. We can typeset it. We have 3 or 4 really good compositors who could lay that book out for you.
So we don't have to be afraid if our photos are in a box and we have notes here and there, because you're going to help us get that.
We're going to help do that too. Now, maybe you've got the grandson who's the computer genius, and they can prepare the file. Word Perfect, that's Microsoft Word. Those are 2 basics. Microsoft Word is the most common software. That's a good one to use. Now, it was never intended for that to be used for books, but it still works. So what we recommend is, as you've started putting that book together using Word, you might want to come in and say, okay, help me so that I can do this in the right way. We want to save the file in a format that's not going to get too cumbersome, then it becomes easy to print. We don't want you to get the whole book all put together and then come in and say, I'm ready to print it, and we've got a couple of problems.
Okay, so touch base with you beforehand. Now, what if you have an old document in the old files? Can you still help us with those?
Depends. Now, some of the files, they're readable if the software can reach back and grab it. Now, we don't have all of the versions, but we do have quite a bit that we've maintained just in case it's an older version. There are some books that we've had to reach back and it doesn't quite work very well, so we've had to update it.
Scrambles the words and things like that. Well, what you're telling me then is I can really get a personal book. I mean, it's not really a template you're following by any means. You're just creating what I want.
Exactly. There's a real fear out there, you know, is this book going to measure up? My way of expressing things may not be quite right. The truth is, we want the book to be the way you are. So if your way of expressing something is a little bit folksy, that's the way it should be. That's how we should remember you, the real person.
Well, that Dr. Malouf one, this is the memoir of a country doctor. Fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
This is one of the Wheeler family books. This book we did a few years ago, but the reason I show this is this little drawing on the front. They had a photograph of this home that's been rebuilt. It's up in Lewiston, and they wanted that on the cover. So we took the photograph and just created a line drawing of it. Then we were able to use that for foil and put it on the front to make it look extra special.
Absolutely love. So again, I could do colors, I can do whatever I want for my family purpose, and it doesn't have to be the same as that.
No, it doesn't. We have 6 different color choices and a couple of different finishes. So on your book, we can get it into the tones you like as well as the shape you want. And we can also put the art on it to make you, excuse me, make it look just the way you want it to look.
I love that. And then we've got soft cover and hardcover choices and time frames. So you might have a family reunion or a birthday or something, or the holidays. What is the time frame for something like that?
Well, the preparation of the book, if you have it all ready to go, that's the easy part then. For us, then we can produce the book in about 5 working days.
Wow.
If there's more to it, we have to do some typesetting and scanning, then it will take a little bit longer.
Well, that's faster than I even anticipated. So in a month's time, if I come in with my box of goodies, you can help me get something in a month or two.
We should be able to prepare something for you. Yeah.
Fantastic that you're going to help us organize our family histories and stories, because they're all so special. You want them around forever.
We can do that. Another thing I thought to mention too, we have done a number of CDs and or DVDs too. So as we prepare the book, we can give you that digital file that you can take home, and maybe you've got that 20-year-old who doesn't want the paper bound, but they'll be glad to receive the CD version.
Well, and I think every book should have a slot that has the CD in it too, so you have both, because I think that's a great way to keep that memory alive. And I think genealogy, you know, so many people do genealogy these days. A genealogy graph, can you get graphs and things like that in these books?
Oh, you can. A lot of the family histories that we produce have the genealogical sheets in them. And now that the church has kind of gone with the standard 8.5 by 11 instead of the old 14-inch long sheets, we put that in a number of the books that we produce.
I love that. And whether you're LDS, when you mentioned the church, I mean, genealogy is across the board these days. You want your family history, and I just love that we can get that bound for us.
Yeah, and now it's inside your history, and they can read whose grandmother's who and whatever. It's all there for you.
Okay, right here at Watkins Printing. Thanks so much.
Thank you.